Music legend Connie Francis dies at 87. Cause of death and final words revealed. Keep the music playing, that's where I'll be. The music world is mourning the loss of a timeless icon. Connie Francis, one of the most influential and best-selling female artists of the 20th century, has died at the age of 87. Her family confirmed that she passed away peacefully on July 17, 2025, at her home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, following complications from pneumonia. A pioneer in pop, a voice that captured the pain and passion of love, and a survivor in every sense of the word, Connie Francis leaves behind a legacy that spans generations. From Newark to number 1, the rise of a star. Born Conchetta Maria Franconero on December 12, 1937, in Newark, New Jersey, Connie's path to fame wasn't easy. Raised in an Italian-American household, her father encouraged her to pursue music from a young age. By 10, she was performing on talent shows. But it wasn't until 1958, after years of struggling to find her place in the industry, that she finally broke through with the heart-wrenching "Who's Sorry Now?" The song, originally recorded in the 1920s, was revived by Francis with such emotional clarity that it captivated an entire generation. It soared to number 1 in the UK and reached number 4 on the US Billboard chart, officially launching her into stardom. Over the next decade, she would deliver an astonishing streak of hits, including "Stupid Cupid," "My Heart Has a Mind of Its Own," "Lipstick on Your Collar," and the international anthem, "Where the Boys Are." She became the first woman to reach number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and by the 1960s she was a global sensation, recording in more than 15 languages and selling over 100 million records worldwide. A life of triumph and tragedy. Connie Francis's life was never defined by fame alone. Behind the glitz of stardom was a woman who endured unimaginable pain, yet never stopped singing. In 1974, she survived a traumatic assault in a New York hotel, which led to a years-long battle with PTSD and deep depression. In the 1980s, she endured the devastating murder of her brother George in a mafia-related hit, a loss that nearly ended her public life. She also faced serious struggles with mental health, including multiple hospitalizations and periods of silence. But each time she returned, often stronger, always with purpose. Her 1984 memoir, "Who's Sorry Now?" became a bestseller and opened the door for conversations about trauma, survival, and healing. Through every storm, Connie Francis remained a symbol of perseverance. Cause of death and final words. According to her family, Connie Francis died from complications of pneumonia after weeks of fragile health. She had been under the care of hospice in the final days, surrounded by close friends, music, and the voices of fans who never stopped sending letters and prayers. In her final moments, she was reportedly listening to her own 1958 recording of "My Happiness," a song she once said reflected her soul more than any other. Her niece shared her final words. "Keep the music playing, that's where I'll be." It was a simple goodbye, but one that perfectly captured her life's meaning. Legacy and impact. Connie Francis changed the landscape of pop music for women. In an era when the industry was dominated by men, she fought for creative control, demanding the right to choose her songs, manage her recordings, and perform how she wanted. She became a trailblazer not only in sound, but in independence. Her influence can be heard in the voices of artists from Linda Ronstadt to Celine Dion, from Barbra Streisand to Adele. Her records are still played in jukeboxes and oldies stations around the world. She was inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 2002 and received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Italian-American Cultural Society. Beyond music, Francis devoted her later years to advocacy work, founding the Connie Francis Foundation in 2019 to support survivors of sexual assault and expand access to mental health treatment, a mission inspired by her own journey. Tributes from around the world. In the hours following her passing, tributes flooded in from musicians, public figures, and fans. Barbra Streisand posted, "Connie was one of the first voices I ever heard on the radio. She gave a voice to so many women's feelings. A giant is gone." Tony Bennett's family shared, Dad always said Connie had the most honest voice in the business. Her records were real, and so was she. On social media, the hashtag Connie Francis quickly began trending as fans shared their favorite songs, concert memories, and the way her music helped them through heartbreak. The Francis family announced that a private funeral ceremony will be held this weekend in Fort Lauderdale, with a public memorial concert being planned for later this summer in Newark, the city where her voice first found its wings. In honor of her wishes, donations in her name can be made to the Connie Francis Foundation, which continues her work supporting trauma survivors and young women in the arts. Conclusion: the lasting echo of a songbird. Connie Francis lived a life full of soaring melodies and searing pain, a life where every high note was earned and every silence understood. Her voice defined a generation, and her courage inspired many more. Though she is gone, her recordings will remain timeless, lullabies for the lonely, anthems for the heartbroken, and echoes of a voice that refused to fade. Today, we say goodbye to a legend. And we remember her final message: keep the music playing. That's where I'll be.